golf and nature work together. You work with that whole system, and you do get a lot of beauty out here and a lot of nature on the golf course.
We're in a marsh system here. We're right next to Cherokee Marsh, so we're trying to incorporate that feel right out here onto this golf course, and so that I thought was very important.
And throughout this process, we have worked very closely with the Department of Natural Resources.
DNR was great. I mean, they were really right out in front of what we were doing. We adhered to all their rules.
Dennis really went above and beyond with what he needed to do from a regulatory perspective and just from an environmental protection standpoint, which includes restoring all 35 acres of wetlands on his property to make them much higher quality and very diverse from an ecological standpoint.
It was important for Dennis, important for Steve Wensloff, and myself being a fan of the outdoors to make sure that we're doing stuff that's correct and right for the habitat and to improve the habitat, and I think we are. It's pretty cool to see the transformation of it all. That resurrection, really, of this land, I feel like has happened.
Our primary focus was to remove any non-indigenous plants and invasive species.
Once we have plants like cattails, invasive cattails especially, and reed canary grass, those two plants will take over an entire wetland and you're left with 2 to 5 plant species.
They are so dense and tall, they choke out everything below them. They choke out the sunlight and the nutrients, and they just kind of overpower, and then they actually move into the waterway as well, so they stagnate the waterway. So taking those out is going to take away the monochromatic, so to speak, plant palette and bring a lot more diversity, and that's going to be done through Heartland Ecological's planting plan.
The process of establishing and restoring wetlands to a native plant community takes many years. We'll actually be planting thousands of native plants, and it's a lifetime of managing these areas to keep the invasives from coming back in.
You know, maintaining it is a big item. In other words, when we had the golf course here, we had 303 sprinklers. We have 1,850 now that are out there. A big portion of that is to take care of those plants that are native to a marsh.
And there's been other courses that I've been able to play in that really have caught my eye, so I tried to bring that over here and get that natural look. It's gonna look beautiful. I mean, it's gonna have fescue grasses up on top of the bunkers. It's gonna look native to the area that we're at.
The work that Dennis is doing out here is really gonna create a diverse habitat for a lot of different wildlife species that the members are gonna really enjoy seeing and they're gonna notice.
I'm an outdoorsman, and going around here the other night, we saw birds that we haven't seen here before.
The water flows in and out of this area better in a cleaner fashion that goes into the Yahara River, Lake Mendota ultimately.
I know these waterways are deeper. That's going to provide a better habitat for the fish to come in here.
We're expecting to see largemouth bass in this area occupying the waterways. Northerns will be an occupant in these waterways. The sandhill cranes are nesting here. They'll walk around the course. You'll be able to see them pretty up close.
The PGA Tour and the TPC network, we stand behind any type of effort that our courses will make to improve the environment. Most of our TPC courses are the highest level of Audubon certification that you can have, and I couldn't imagine why this course wouldn't qualify for that as well when the time comes to make that application.